Hello everyone, welcome to another deck guide in Channel Duello. Our faction is Squirtle and our leader ability is Nature's Gift. Nature's Gift is one of the popular leader choices in Squirtle faction. Especially Hamadryades are really powerful in this deck. And last month they were using Nature's Gift mostly for its devotion version. And we also saw some non-devotion versions as well. But the deck lost a huge card, which is Novigradian Justice. Well, we didn't lose it actually. The card is still there, but it's not as powerful as it was before. So instead, some people already found a really good substitute, which is Elias. And Elias was being used in the previous versions of this deck, so he came back actually. And the deck is still quite strong, especially in this meta. There are really some favorable matchups for Nature's Gift, which I'm going to show you in sample videos a bit later. But now let's talk about the deck, and I will talk about as much detail as possible because there are some beginner level players, so I don't want to keep them out of the loop. But the game analysis is mostly for advanced players. Okay, so Nature's Gift leader ability, let's talk about that first. Order, give an allied unit vitality and vitality 2 and the charges 3. So this is mostly a passive ability, and as you see we are not getting a lot of numbers in points, but if you add, let's say, cards that go well with this leader ability, you can get a lot of points, like the Hamadryades here. Hamadryades, if this unit has vitality, boosts up by 1. So this card is obviously designed to go well with Nature's Gift. And she has Symbiosis on it on top of that. And leader ability has also passive Symbiosis. I forgot about to say that. So whenever you play a nature spell, you're getting a 1 powered treant. If you have another Symbiosis unit on the board, the power will go up. So the more Symbiosis units have, the better. But this deck isn't built around Symbiosis units. So actually, we have only a few Symbiosis tagged units. Instead, this unit has somewhat removal, somewhat point slam, and a finisher in Herald Court. You're going to be playing plenty of spells, nature spells, so Court will be a great finisher. Why? Because increase the boost by 1 for every special card you played this game. So it doesn't have to be nature actually. And but our spells, Call of the Forest, Shaping Nature, they're all nature cards, so that's why I said that. Anyway, so that's our finisher, but we don't this is not a no unit deck or something like that, so Herald Court will be in moderate size, not huge. And this deck doesn't have engines. I mean, it has but a few engines, so it's we don't have movement. We only have Wİtchers as movement card. So there won't be a lot of units for luck. Let's take a look at the first gold cards. Okay, so Aethne Young Queen. We're playing Devotion. We could play non-Devotion. I think the power level is quite the same. But if we play Devotion, the third form of Aethne is really powerful because you're gonna spawn Aethne and 2 young Dryads. It's actually a 10 point play, but you're putting 3 Symbiosis units on the board, and you have 1 from your leader, passive leader, so you will have Symbiosis 4 on the board as soon as Aethne is on board. And if you keep playing spells, nature spells, you're gonna get lots of those treants. So she's really good, and in her second form she's pretty good too. That's why I said you can play non-devotion. So you're only losing 1 point of Symbiosis, and she will have Veil. So opponent won't be able to lock or poison her. So that's a bonus. And we have Wİtchers of Leda, probably one of the best cards in Way of the Witcher set. And Wİtchers is really a good payoff if you build a long row. And this deck has potential to do that. Why? Because of the leader ability, you're going to produce lots of treants, although their row placement is random. I mean, you can get a lot of units on the range row. And you'll probably want to use your Aethne on the range row, and then you're going to have Elias, which will produce 3 units. so filling the rows won't be that much of a problem. And Gezras is really great if you have like at least 5 units on the board. He's gonna bring you at least 10 points when he comes into play. And if the opponent isn't careful enough and putting units on the melee row, he's gonna produce even more points by hitting those units. So this is really a powerhouse of a card, so the opponent will probably save his removal for Gezras. Other than that, since it's a Gord deck and there are some spells, nature spells, Forest Protector is a shoe-in for this deck. Protector will play a bronze card from your graveyard when deployed, and that card is usually Nature's Rebuke. And since Oak is a Treant, and if you manage to hit Death Blow, it's gonna boost either Forest Protector or one of the spawned Treants. So there are a lot of Treants for Nature's Rebuke, so you have to put 2 Nature's Rebuke. If it is possible, I could put 3, but the game won't allow that, obviously. Other than that, we have Call of the Forest for consistency. It's a nature card, and you play a Scoia'tael unit from your deck. It's gonna thin out your deck, and it's a tutor. This is a great fit for this deck. If we were playing Devotion version, this could have been Oneiromancy, but Oneiromancy is 13 provision, and since this is 10, this is probably one of the reasons we're playing Devotion, actually. We can play more gold cards since we're not playing Oneiromancy. And Shaping Nature is our Echo card, and Shaping Nature gives us 3 options, and especially the third option, Vitality option, is really nice for Hamadryads. And the Veil option is sometimes used. If one of your units is poisoned, you can put a Veil on it, and then opponent can't complete the poison. So there are some options. Like if it's a very short round, you can use the boost by 8 option. So all 3 are viable options, and since it's an Echo card, you can use it in one of the first 2 rounds, and then you can use it in the final round, and so on. I mentioned Elias is replacing Novigrad Injustice here. Thanks to the passive ability here, you can use Elias and Elias on an empty board, and the passive ability will produce a 1-powered Treant token. So Elias will consume that token and then bring 2 of his Deadeye friends. So this is a really huge tempo play, and you're always going to want to use Elias with Isengrim's Council. And Isengrim's Council will look for Elias. Actually, this is a random spell. Like look at a random dwarf, try an elf from your deck, then play 1 and boost it by 2. Well, if you only have 1 elf, this is not a random card, and we have only 1 elf as Elias. So you shouldn't tinker with this deck. There needs to be only 1 elf, and that is Elias. And Elias will come into play with 8, and will bring out 2 3-powered units, and will consume 1 unit. So it's at least a 13-point play. And no, it's actually 14-point play since you're playing Isengrim's Council. And this is really great for bleeding, to counter the opponent, and this is really a great card. And we have Fav. Fav will play a nature card from your deck. As you see, these are all really great consistency cards. So there are a lot of times that you draw most of your gold cards while playing this deck. And Fav will probably look for an Isengrim's Council, Call of the Forest, or one of the Rebukes, or even Dryad's Caress. So there are a lot of targets for Fav here. And then we're moving to 7 provision territory. We have Herald Gord, as I said before, and it is possible to draw your Gord with Call of the Forest if you don't draw him. So make sure to use Call of the Forest wisely. And then we have Danka. Danka is a great, first round play, as actually first turn play. You put Danka on the board and boost her by 5 with tactical advantage. She really becomes unstoppable. The opponent needs to either use a card like Vincent or Heatwave. And we're not using, by the way, Crystal Skull because we don't have engines. So tactical advantage has more points. So it's totally fine. And actually we have an engine here. Well, most people aren't using Treant Boar, but I think it's really a great card. And since I have a lot of Dryads here, Treant Boar will always come into play as, 7 points. Will come into play since there will be a Dryad on the board. It's going to hit for 2, and you can protect Treant Boar with your leader ability. So if the opponent, doesn't have a 6-powered spell, and there are really few spells in the game that can do it, Treant Boar is really good. But there's a downside. Since you do not have a lot of engines, the opponent will probably have unused luck units. So the opponent will use luck on Treant Boar, unless he mulliganed it or something like that. Because the opponent will not expect Treant Boar. As I said, people are using different cards instead of Boar. The version that most people are using has Phyrexinet. Phyrexinet is also a great card. But Phyrexinet has 8 provision and Treant Boar has 7. So I added this and removed Circle of Life, and made some adjustments so that I can insert Moran here. Moran is really a surprise card. If you play her on range row, it locks a unit. If there's no unit to lock, you can play her on melee and damage a unit by 2. This is a great card. A lot of point potential. And she is a Dryad. I wanted to include her, that's why I made these adjustments. So instead of having Phyrexinet, I have Treant Boar and Moran. And I think this brings more value. And both versions are running Poly. Poly is a move card, but just in case you can move your own unit as well. So it says move a unit, not move an opponent unit. So it gives the flexibility, and give an allied unit 2 armor, and 2 armor could prove useful for your pyrotechnicians. Since you're going to blow them up, you need more armor on them. But that's a rare case. And we have 2 rebukes, 1 Circle of Life. I have 1 less nature card compared to the standard version. It's a risk that I'm willing to take. 2 Hamadryads, these are given, and 2 Dryad's Caress, and 2 Tempering. So those 2 4P bronzes are a must, because there aren't a lot of nature spells, so you need as many bronze nature cards as possible. And we have 2 Pyrotechnicians. These are great first place, especially if you're starting and you're looking for a good proactive card. Pyrotechnician is pretty good, but this deck does have a lot of proactive options. So this is not a extremely reactive deck. You're going to find plays anyway. And single Oak Critters. Since you're playing Devotion, Oak Critters will bring a copy of it. And it's really helpful to build range long rows with Oak Critters, but usually you want to mulligan them away for nature cards or something like that. But if you're stuck with them, they're still going to produce a lot of points, 4 points and plus 3 from bleeding. Not bad at all. So this deck has lots of potential, can produce a lot of points, and hopefully you can get a lot of victories from ranking up or getting MR. And I hope you test it out and like it. It's also fun to play. I totally recommend it. I have 3 sample videos for you, and 2 victories and 1 loss, and they are all against meta decks, and I wanted to see how they perform against those decks. I already played them, so I'm going to be calling the plays and then pausing the videos. I hope you like this format, and we'll see you at the end of the video. Okay, let's start with our first game. In this game, I am matched up against Skellige's Ursine Ritual Warriors, and well, actually there are 2 options. Some people are still playing Lippy, but no matter what, my mulligan choices will not make much difference. And obviously I'm mulling away the Leas because I want to draw him with Isengrim's Council, obviously, and I don't think I need 2 vitalities, so I removed Dryad's Caress. And let's see how the game will shape up. Well, having Aethne in our opening hand isn't really good, but it is kinda good that I'm guaranteed to use her in the following rounds, but I can't go as deep as I want in this round. Okay, my opponent starts with the ship, so it is Ursine warriors, and I think this is a good target for my dwarf friend here, because I don't want this ship to ping me every time, and hopefully he doesn't have another ship though. Because, you know, I'm using a 6-powered gold card, although it's a low provision gold, it's still valuable. But at least I stopped his engine, so that can sit on the range row comfortably. Okay, so what will my next actions be? I mean, after I played this, I gotta plan that, right? So if you look at the hand here, and using Hamadryad and using Vitality Charge on her seems like a good choice, but it isn't viable anymore. Why? Because my opponent played the Uncrate Warrior here, Uncrate Raider, I'm sorry, and if I use the Dryad and then the Vitality Charge on her, she's gonna go up to 6, and then my opponent can use the Raider's 2 damage ping and then just use a Gutting Slash and remove her. And since she's really difficult to be removed, I don't want to waste her like that, so I think it's better to use Pyrotechnician here. And my dwarf friend has 2 armor boost also, so his secondary ability is usually ignored, but you know, it works just fine here. My opponent has some options here. I mean, he can use the pink, but he could, you know, wait for the pink. He doesn't have to use it, but he's gonna risk it if he doesn't use it. So it is a risky decision, obviously. And he can't pink the Pyrotechnician, obviously, because Pyro has 4 armor on him. And when I use his ability, his power will not change. So it's always good to have that 4 armor on him. Here comes Uncrate Warrior. Actually, I don't know his hand at this time, but this doesn't look like a very good choice, because Uncrate Warrior is really valuable against Nature's Gift. Why? Because of the Vitality charges. Now I have 1 out of 3 chance, and the Pyrotechnician does a good job and hits the target that I want. My opponent took the risk, and I high rolled. It was 33% chance, and I hit the right target over there. Now I can use the Vitality Charge and Hamadryad. Now I'm threatening to win uneven here. Here comes Blue Boy Lugos. This is really a surprising, but at the same time a bad move in my opinion. Why? I mean, he's gonna use 4 charges on Blue Boy, and it's really difficult to, you know, kill Hamadryad. I have 3 units on the board, and there are a lot of damage to divide, and he has to be extremely lucky to kill the Hamadryad. It is kind of a desperation move, but it isn't the end of the game here, so it's just first round, so for some reason he thought he could kill her. As a result, he wasted a couple of points and killed the target with already bleeding on him. Now Hamadryad will go up to 5. I'm gonna use Giant Boar here. I guess no. Well, they can have actually Stunning Blow, and but if he had Stunning Blow, he would have probably used it on Pyrotechnician. But I can always use more Vitality on the Hamadryad, so I can wait for Boar 1 more turn. And since that card has Echo on it, I'm gonna use it on the on one of the following turns. So it's a good idea to use the first charge on that Echo card. And now Hamadryad will go up to insane numbers here. Only Morkwark can take care of her right now, but will he want to use Morkwark in the first round? That's kind of a risky move. If he uses it, I'm fine with it, because I will have tall targets in the following rounds as well. So that would be a good trade-off for me. Okay, my opponent surprisingly uses Blood Eagle on the dwarf, instead of using on the 2 power Trent there, because I was totally expecting Ceres to come down right now. Because if he doesn't use Ceres here, I mean, he could lose the round uneven. And instead, he just brings a Uncrate Raider. Only 4 powered unit, a very, very low tempo play. I think this is a mistake. They should have used Ceres. But there is a chance that, you know, he break one of the Shield Maidens and Ceres could be in his hand along with a Shield Maiden. Okay, so I used the another cheap bronze card, and since it's a nature card, I keep producing these small Treants over there. So as long as I'm ahead of my opponent, it's fine to use cheap cards like that. I don't want to just use the boar, but I think this is a good time. I kill Blue Boy, although my opponent wasn't planning to use him anyway, but still, you never know. One thing I shouldn't do is hit the Fanatics at the range roll. And by the way, my opponent used Svalbard Totem, and Treant Boar is a good trade-off in my opinion. Here comes Guiding Slash, and Guiding Slash has no target, basically. So I need 5 points. Dryad's Caress will do the job. And since it's a nature card, I get 2 additional points from Hamadryad's Symbiosis ability. Again, I'm ahead by 4 points, which is great. I don't plan to use Gezras or Aethne in this round, so there's a chance I can use Force Protector, but unfortunately I didn't use any Nature's Rebuke. So if I have to use one of the bronze nature cards, Tempering or the Dryad's Caress, maybe I could take it. Depends on what my opponent will play actually. My opponent needs about 8 points or something like that, because I'm gonna generate passively 3 points. 2 from Hamadryad here and 1 from Boar. He's playing, so that means that he's gonna use one of his gold cards, which is Aaron Kadush. The location card comes down, and it's gonna give him 8 points exactly, and kills the token. If I pass here, we're gonna die. So I want a tie? Probably not. It's better that I have round control here, because I want to bleed my opponent with Aethne here. Right now the choice won't make much difference. I'll take Tempering since I have a dwarf on the board, although the 2 armor means nothing. And it's nice that all these cheap spells produce 2 additional points from Symbiosis. Now it's 14 points leads, and it's actually 17 points lead again due to 3 passive points generating from Vitality boosts. 2 from Hamadryad and 1 from Treant Boar. So my opponent needs 18 points to pass me. It's impossible. So he passes and you know, accepts to lose uneven, and I think it's a smart choice over there, because maybe he doesn't even have enough cards to pass me with 2 cards. So if he had played a card, I would have passed though. Okay, so I drew Foul. I can draw Isengrim's Console, and that Nature's Rebuke seems alright too. And there are a lot of gold cards left in the deck, so if I decide to go and bleed my opponent here, I think I'll be fine in the final round, and I have Aethne here. Although it's her second form, I'm gonna lose 1 Symbiosis unit. Still, it's worth it. I'm gonna play Fav next and probably get the Elias. But keep in mind that after playing Elias, I need to sacrifice a good unit. Okay, here comes Ceres and kills one of the symbiosis ladies. A pretty good answer, but since that was the last charge, he had to use the leader. So my opponent has no leader left. He is ahead by 13 points. Normally, you know, a sound person should pass here, right? I mean, I'm down by 13 points, and well, I won an even, so I will still have the last say. At the same time, I have a pretty good hand here. So it is totally possible to 2-0 my opponent, and maybe I can, you know, get more valuable cards out of him. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep playing here, even though it sounds insane. And there is also another reason, so I need to pause and talk about it, because of Gyarados here. I can still put more units on my range draw, and my opponent plays Ceres, and this is a great opportunity for Gyarados because he will hit the melee roll after I play him, and he won't be able to kill Gyarados. He doesn't have any cards to kill him, and he could have a stunning blow, but you know, I have the vitality charge here. So I'm gonna go ahead and play Fav into Elias. Okay, so Elias has a token to sacrifice here. It's nice that I didn't have to sacrifice a symbiosis trait, although I mean I would have used the sacrifice thing on Fav. I could use one leader charge, but there's no need. I'm ahead by 3 points. So all of a sudden, I was down by 13 points, but everything changed right now. My opponent can play a Bear Witcher, but instead he has a bad card in his hand. Although it's 6 points, not that bad. Still, it is kinda low tempo at this stage. Now I can play Gyarados. There are 6 units on the range row and 4 units on the melee row. First I'll start by boosting my units on the range row, and then Gyarados will hit the melee row. He can't kill Gyarados because my opponent isn't playing Patricidal Fury, so there is no fear of Heimdall. Not Heimdall, but Hjalmar. And here comes Herald. It's great that I bled out Herald as well. So my opponent's options are getting thinner by the minute. A great Nature's Rebuke target. So I kill it and get a death blow. And then Gyarados hit the melee row. A huge point boost over there. Okay, here comes Grimmist. That does nothing. It's good that I didn't use any of the vitality charges. Well, actually, he could have used Grimmist a turn maybe earlier, but I think he wanted one of the raiders on the board earlier. Now this is an interesting choice. I'm up by 4 points, and Gyarados will go to range row and boost 6 more points. So I will be up by 10 points. So it's going to be 45 to 35. What can my opponent play to pass me with his last card? Actually, there is no card. The game is already over here. Why? Because if you look at the numbers here, his only, let's say, option is more Quark, and there is no huge target here. I mean, Elias' power is only what, 8, so he is boosted by 2. I mean, I have 4 points else, so passing was the better choice here. So instead I decided to play the nature's shaping nature, And I'm giving him a fat target there, but still it won't matter. So the game is over, but still it wasn't the best of decision over there. I should have passed, and my opponent would have played more Quark, and the point wouldn't have been enough. But I think I couldn't make the calculations here, and I played anyway. One of the reasons I didn't want to play the Shaping Nature on third turn is more Quark, obviously. I mean, maybe he has a different card or something like that. I mean, if he passed me and more Quark is in his hand in the final rounds, that Shaping Nature card would be worthless, and maybe I won't find a target to put on it. So that's also a risk. That's why I wanted to use it. Still, it wasn't the best of choices here. Now it's 56 to 35, and more Quark will kill the token on the melee row, but it won't be enough. So I 2-0 my opponent. This is a really great matchup. Nature's Gift against Skellig Ursine warriors. As you see here, the units are usually green health. There is no bloodthirst, and those tokens are really annoying for my opponent. And my opponent made a couple of mistakes in the first round. That's why it cost him a 2-0 loss. But I had red coin, and I probably would have won the game anyway, but I don't think it would have been a 2-0 if my opponent, let's say, played series in the first round. Okay, so let's move to another game. The next game is against Wİtchers, Northern Realms Wİtchers. When you see Uprising Leader ability, it's pretty obvious you're playing against Wİtchers. No one is playing the old version of Uprising. And against Uprising, the opponent doesn't have much control options, although it depends on the list they have. And it's good to have the boosting engines in your hand, especially in the first turn, because the opponent will probably have Yrden in his hand, so he would prefer to use it on the final round. So I won't hesitate boosting my units in the first round. That's why I keep Shaping Nature. So what to throw here? Well, Caress is also good. I like the 2 Nature's Rebuke here, but I'm gonna need a couple of more gods. Maybe Aethne isn't the best of choice here, especially in the first round. And maybe I don't need Gord, so I throw away Aethne, because what I was planning is a Call of the Nature into what was her name? Danka. And Danka with stratagem on her would be unstoppable. So hopefully I will draw Aethne in the following rounds. If I can't, I just used my Call of the Forest. Now there are a lot of good units to be boosted with Danka. And I didn't use the stratagem on her because he can't kill it. It has 6 power. Boiling Oil is 5 damage. He could use Prince Ansei if he is using it, but it's, I think, worth the risk. And it's not a bad trade for me, trading Danka with Prince. Now he can kill it, actually, because, I mean, with a single ping from Witcher plus Boiling Oil would kill Danka. So I'm gonna use it, and you can't kill it with Prince right now, actually. I thought I was playing against Shield Wall, but yeah. For some reason, he damages the armor. I don't understand that, especially, I mean, I have a unit in the back row, a 1 power Triumph, so that's a point loss. I'm gonna use Circle of Life. If he can't boost the Witcher, I can kill it with Nature's Rebuke. But he will probably have target practice, and the cheapest way to protect Griffin Witcher is that, I guess. And here comes target practice. This is a great line. You know, Adept will transform the student into one of his kind. Now, Witcher has 9 power. It's really difficult to kill him. I have to use 2 rebukes, and I don't think it's worth it. Instead, I prefer to go even taller with Hamadryad. Again, I mean, if my opponent uses Geralt of Rivia or Yrden, I welcome it. My opponent keeps pinging Danka. He probably has a boiling oil somewhere deep in his hand. Here comes selective mutation. These are actually great, let's say, order of plays. Another target for Adapt, and he will keep producing those tokens. I don't have a 2 power spell here. I don't want to waste Nature's Rebuke on a student. Maybe I should have, I don't know. But if I had kept Circle of Life in my hand, that would have been a better line. You know, using Nature's Rebuke, and then he boots, and then I use Circle of Life on one of the students. Here comes Erland. Now this is a better target for Nature's Rebuke, because it will have Death Blow and boost one of the Giants in the back row, and everyone is being spawned in the back row, which is great for Gazaras if I ever try to decide to use him, because he's boosted up to 11, which is insane. It's not really good, actually. I mean, it would be better if the boosts were divided between the units in my hand. Like, Gord is only 4 powered, which isn't preferable. And my opponent has really a good hand. He plays Vesemir Mentor, and Vesemir is being turned into an Adept. And now I'm making a mistake here. And I don't want Griffin Witcher to hit one of my tokens. So he will produce 4 points in the next round, and 6 points isn't much. What I could have done is here first, I could have passed. And if I didn't choose to pass, which I'm doing right now, I should have used Danka's 3 damage and then Nature's Rebuke, because I missed the Death Blow here. I kind of rushed my plays here. And maybe, I shouldn't even have used the pink here. Just pass and keep boosting the units. Since I used the order ability, okay, I mean, I prevented him to do 3 damage, but I'm missing a 1 point power boost in my hand. Here comes Natalis, and instead of Assault, he is using Target Practice, actually, which means that he has Assault in his hand, Amphibious Assault. Another Adapt. And he can still win the game easily. I really don't want to give him round control, so I'm using this monster Gazaras. I'm thinking like there's no way he can win unless he plays Yrden. Here comes Berengar. It's 19 points, and Gazaras will hit for 1 more. I think it's best that I pass. Besides, there's no room in the range row anymore. 20 points lead, so he needs one of the Geralt cards here. Here comes Quen, and we will see which Geralt card he has in his deck. It is Igni. Interesting choice. Yrden, or I mean, Geralt of Rivia is even better. Geralt of Rivia would have done the same thing anyway. And I lose the round. My opponent has round control, and I lost a giant Gezras. He could have been much more useful in the following round. So this was a good round overall for the opponent. So that adapts really did the job. I couldn't use my Nature's Rebuke effectively. My hand is pretty good. If my opponent decides to bleed me, I can defend the bleed, I guess. And if he dry passes, which he does, which is actually not a good move in my opinion, he should have bled me. I use the Pyrotechnician. Now my hand looks pretty good, although I lost Gezras. Here comes Elias. And Fav. Getting Fav is huge. Now I can mull away Elias, because I can draw him with Isengrim's Council. And Tempering isn't great. Why? Because I was planning to throw away Pyrotechnician. Now the two cards are go well with each other, but I have to throw one of them because I will need another gold card. And here comes Moran. Moran is an amazing draw here because she will disable Keldar. I start with Pyrotechnician, hoping that, you know, I hit not Cat Witcher, but Griffin Witcher. Amphibious Assault into Witcher Adapt. And now, if I was playing Precision Strike, that wouldn't have been a problem. But now I can't use Pyrotechnician's charge because it will hit the shield. I have two options here. First, playing Aethne, and then calling Elias. That would bring me, I guess, more points, but if I do that, I will have a 4-powered Treant, so I don't want to sacrifice that. What I'm planning to do is use Pyrotechnician's charge, because he will go down to power 2, and I can kill Pyrotechnician. Now I take my chance here, and it was 50-50, and unfortunately it hit the shielded guy, so 4 point wasted overall. That's really unfortunate, and that could affect the outcome of the game. So I'm losing 4 points here, keep that in mind. Now I can counsel into Elias. Well, it doesn't matter which row I put him, because, you know, he used his Geralt card. I don't have Gezra, so nothing will matter in terms of row placement, both for me and for my opponent. But it's best to keep him on the melee row, because I have a range row target, ranged lock row target. Here comes Keldar, and Moran is ready to lock him. I lock Keldar, and I should be careful because that Cat Witcher keeps pinging. So I gotta use Nature's Gift Vitality charge on 1-powered Dryad. She needs to stay alive because I will play 2 more spells, 2 more nature spells. Here comes Fortune Teller. This is huge. He is gonna put Veil on the Witcher, and now he has become a powerhouse. 3 damage per turn. This is huge. And not good news for me. I use Shaping Nature. Maybe I should have used 8 boosting, but I think it's pretty much the same. I don't need to use a charge, I can use it a turn later. Here comes a Mentor to fix his hand.
Up the tree you go, lad. Quick now. Retrieve my bolt.
It's one of the Dryads. That was also a mistake. I mean, he should... I mean, he can't kill it, obviously. But, you know, that 3 damage ping could have hit the Dryad. Now there is a 5 power target over there. I wanna, kill as much units as I can because of the leader ability. But the Witcher trio didn't show up yet, so that's not good news for me. I need to use one of the charges, the last charge. And here comes the Witcher trio, which is nuts. 15 point, and it's even 17 point, thanks to Witcher Mentor. And he uses the leader and gets a huge Sightman. And 6 support, 52, even Herald won't be enough, because my Herald isn't huge. He is a tiny Herald. Not tiny, 12 isn't tiny, obviously, but not enough. As you see, the Witcher deck managed to produce more points, but the first round, I think I should have passed, and maybe I could have defended the bleed. I think that's where it came down, but I don't think I could have won the game anyway. And I didn't see the last card here. It was probably another Scytheman, and even that mistake I made earlier in this round and wouldn't have mattered, because the last Scytheman would come here in 12 point. So he wins by a landslide. Okay, so let's skip to our final sample game. In my final game, my opponent is Keltulus. Well, it's a Carapace leader ability, but it's almost guaranteed that it's a Keltulus deck. This is a nightmare matchup for Nature's Gift. I wouldn't say nightmare though, because those Treant spawn Treants could help with Kelly, but it's a tough matchup because my opponent has Toll Punish. Okay, drawing the move card is nice. I also need more M. I need one move card and a luck card. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to draw, but at least I have move card, just in case. I'll probably not use it here. Okay, what can I start with? Pyrotechnician seems like a solid choice. I mean, if he plays Siri, I could hit Siri and then add another Rebuke, unless he protects it. At least, I'm making life difficult for him. He probably wouldn't want to use Heatwave here, and he can't use, obviously, Imler's Wrath. And here comes Maxi. She is becoming quite popular, thanks to her deck manipulating ability. So a 6-powered solid unit there. It looks like I'm not being threatened to lose uneven, because that Maxi as a first move, doesn't look too threatening. I could have used Pyrotechnician's ability. I, decided to keep it, in case a more threat like this Egan shows up. 13 power and 8 armor. So I have 50 chance. This time he hits the right target and I use Nature's Rebuke. Although that will probably be food for Ozrel. It's still nice, removing a 13 power unit from the board. Here comes Adrenaline Rush. Maxi all of a sudden is huge. And I am up by 3 points. I can pass here, but I have a Shaping Nature in my hand, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create another big unit here with 5 Vitality, and since it's a nature card, I got a 2-powered Treant, and Squirrel will take care of Shaping Nature. Good move by my opponent, but it's a low tempo move. I'm gonna kill Squirrel. I want to put a Rebuke in my graveyard, to be used with Horse Protector just in case. And also, I'm benefiting from Death Blow, so one of the Triants got bigger. Now it's 32-14. My opponent isn't passing. He plays Pact. Now it's 20 points. Now I think it's a good time to pass. And another option would be using Triumph Bore and, you know, force my opponent to pass. But if my opponent has like Thunder, that would have been a really cheap removal. I really don't want that. And after Bore, I don't have anything to play. I don't want to play any of the cards here. I think Call of the Forest is extremely valuable here because not really actually. Maybe I'm planning to use it for Forest Protector. I think it's best to pass here, so that's what I decide. It's gonna be I have Vitality boost here, so my opponent needs 13 points to secure the round. And Heat Wave will take care of that, and not entirely enough, so he needed to use a leader charge. I think that wasn't bad, because I used mostly bronze cards here, and I got rid of Heat Wave, which is huge. My opponent can decide to bleed me or not. I think he'll still be, you know, favorable in a long round. But still, you know, it's totally possible to bleed, especially with Nithral or something like that. Instead, my opponent starts with Siri Dash. He knows I'm playing Devotion, although I didn't show any Oak Critters. But it's pretty standard, this list. So, this is a good move. I already used one of the rebukes. So there are no more rebukes left. Instead I used Circle of Life, that boost went to Hamadryad, that's fine. Here comes Pact, so I can't kill it with Forest Protector into Rebuke. And my opponent is gonna draw his card, I can't do anything about it. I really want to save Aethne for the final round or when Keltulus shows up. I'm gonna go ahead and use the boosted Hamadryad here. My opponent can't pass, obviously, he needs to keep playing, and Imler's Strat is really a solid choice here. Now I'm not in a good place. I have a Dryad on the board, so I can play Triumph Bore and hit Siri Dash. I pass here, but there's an argument that, you know, I could have played my final Vitality charge on the board. Because, you know, that would have won me the round if my opponent passed. And my opponent will pass here, obviously, because he will draw an additional card, thanks to Siri. And now I have to play a card, and my opponent will have double Last Say. But then again, you know, if I used a leader chart, maybe he would have used Parasite on Bore and kept playing. And another bad or good thing, depending on which angle you're looking, I had to use Call of the Forest for a crappy bronze card. Well, I'm thinning the deck, that's a good thing, but you know, Call of the Forest is a guaranteed pull. I mean, whichever card you need, I was going to draw it, and it sucks that I can't now. I won't be able to. So I think using the charge on the board would have been a better choice. Now against Keltulus, actually I have plenty of tools here. As you look at it, I have Aethne, I have Isengrim's Council. All of those, you know, cards produce a lot of points, I mean, a lot of units for Keltulus to feed on. So hopefully, and also Oak Critters, that's also a good choice. I'm getting rid of Caress. Well, I need to draw Leas with Council. Unfortunately, I can't draw 3 of my good cards. No Forest Protector, no Moran, and no Danka. Danka isn't that important, but Moran especially is crucial. Now I just need to keep up with Keltulus. Here comes a Neuromancer into the Defender, Cave Troll. If I had Moran, I would have moved Cave Troll and then lock Keltulus, which I can't do, unfortunately. It looks like the game is over for me, so I just use Elias without thinking much, actually. And as you see, this is a mistake, and as it's displayed here, actually I played this game earlier than the games that I showed you in this video before. So I kinda learned from my mistakes. So I have to sacrifice one of the symbiosis drives here. It sucks, no doubt. Instead of, sacrificing the 4.0, but I should have played Elias earlier than Athening. That was the mistake. Here comes Keltulus. Can't do anything about him, but I can feed him with Oak Critters. So 2 Oak Critters for 2 turns. That's my only chance, actually. Put a lot of units, low-powered units, and try to keep up with Keltulus. And as long as I keep the range row long, it's gonna be fine, because he doesn't have an answer to Gezras other than Parasite. Let's see if he has Parasite in his hand. If he has Parasite, I lose the game right here. He doesn't. Here comes Aperian Phantom. He's probably thinking to, do the pings in the next round. I gotta keep Gezras alive. Apparently he can't kill him. Unfortunate that token is on the melee row, although he's going to be a sacrifice for Keltulus. So those cheap bronze spell. This is a mistake, actually. Why would you hit that 2-powered unit? He's gonna be food for Keltulus, so he lost a point there, actually. Interesting choices. Now I can play Herald or the Move Dwarf. It really doesn't matter because there are no spells for me to play. I'm gonna use Gord here. Why am I doing that? Because I want to move Gezras to melee row back, to get more points. That's what I was planning. So that he can boost my units once again. My opponent uses the final leader charge on Keltulus. Why is he doing that? To get dominance, obviously, because he needs to be 11. My Gord is 11, so one of the reasons I played him was to get dominance. So to keep up with him, he had to use the final leader charge. That's not a loss for him, by the way, so he would have used it anyway. Beasts are getting bigger, the other beasts are getting bigger. Here comes Foglet, so it will probably be followed by Endraga Warrior. I was planning to actually use Gezras to the front row, but at the same time, Gezras will boost my units, and then Keltulus will kill one of the 6-powered units. So, and he has 6 units, but I move one of them. So he will have 5 units. So Gezras will, still hit the same, produce the same amount of points. So I thought, not touching Gezras could be a better move, and it actually turns out pretty okay for me, as you'll see here. This is really the crucial moment of the game. I have dominance again. Another upside to this move was that. So he can't regain dominance here. So Nithral uses the charge, and now Gezras is 4. So he will be sacrificed to Keltulus. And my opponent makes a mistake here. Let's see what he is playing. Well, if you look at the number of units, he has 6 units, I have 7 units. So if he doesn't play any unit, it will be fine. If he uses as actual Endraga Warrior, the number of units won't change for him because, the other Foglet will come out. So that's what I expect him to do. Instead, he plays another foglet, so it means that he bricked foglets. But instead of playing this, he could have discarded it, actually. Or, I'm gonna go ahead and spoil the rest of the game. He has Andraga Warrior in his hand. So what he could have done is play Andraga Warrior and consume 2 units. But which units will he consume? He can't consume Beast. He can't put it in between Foglet and Keltulus because, you know, Keltulus is the win condition here. And since I moved the defender, you know, he can't consume. I mean, if the defender was here, he would have consumed defender and Foglet. So he couldn't do that. Instead, he should have consumed these two. I mean, just forget about the pink neutral. Because killing Gezras is extremely important, but instead he used Foglet. If he discarded, I think it wouldn't have mattered. Yeah, I think it would have mattered. Now comes Andraga Warrior. And finally Gezras is consumed, but as you see, it's not enough. Well, not killing Gezras earned me 6 points. I mean, he boosted everybody here by 6, and I win the game by 5 points. So my opponent could have won the game. Instead, I got a free win here, and look who is playing. It's Spyro, one of the best streamers for Gwent. So I'm additionally extra happy to get a win against him because he's a great player, and I don't know why I was matched up against him because my MMR isn't that high. Anyway, so the matchmaking sometimes makes interesting choices, but I'm glad I got the win, and he wasn't streaming at this time. Maybe he was sleepy or something. So anyway, he gifted me a victory. Thank you. And that's all. And I hope you like the videos. And my aim is, you know, to give you some ideas about how to play this game. And I'm also displaying losses and my mistakes so that you don't make the same mistakes while playing against these decks. Thank you for watching this video. And if you liked it, please don't forget to hit the like button. And if you are liking my content, also it would be really great for me if you subscribe to my channel. And this looks like a new channel, but this is actually an English version of my Turkish channel. So I hope to get more audience from my non-Turkish speakers. Okay, see you in another Duello video. Bye bye.